You want to be doing things.
Because I took it way too late and then went to work out, and then by the time I got out of the workout, it kicked in full strength. And I was like, well, I'm sitting in the car now.
So, like, how long, like, so your pre-workout, you said you took it before you worked out? Or
Yeah, well,
after?
I was talking to John, and I never took it while I was driving, and then it takes like 20 minutes to really kick in.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really have a lot of time, obviously, before the podcast.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So
I
now
worked out in 20 minutes, and then got in the car, and I was like, oh, my pre-workout's full strength. I can run miles now.
So you're like super jittery now.
So he just like got out and carried the car here.
Yeah. He Flintstone it.
Just ran it, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 11 of Take Your Best Shot. I know it's a little bit.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine, man.
So I can...
They can't really see.
Fuck.
No, that's fine. You can do that. You can totally do that, man. I don't care. Yeah, this is episode 11 of Take Your Best Shot, which I'm actually pretty excited that we got to this point because I honestly didn't think we'd get past episode like 3 or 4. And here we are, man, episode 11.
It took a lot of doing.
It did.
To get past 4.
And a lot of trial and error, which like 4 of them I deleted because I fucked up a lot. Which, whatever, you know.
That's the learning.
As you guys can notice, we're in a new space right now.
Yes, we're actually in my office. We tried this once before, but
sweet
we
grass wall.
used natural lighting. We thought was going to be fine, but through the video, it just got darker and darker, and there was no way to salvage it, so I said, screw it.
Progressively
so now,
worse and worse.
We actually have lights on and actually have like kind of like a more podcasty looky, I guess, video or vibe, which we'll see how well this goes. Mainly because I destroyed the studio in the other room because for music videos.
Dude, we should have done the podcast in like a pool of blood.
That'd have been cool.
No.
That's what we should have. That's the ticket.
I'm
like
good.
where your brain's
I
at.
like to stay clean.
If
I feel like
we
you do too,
would
like,
have
not be
literally
covered in
got
blood.
4 kiddie pools.
You don't know me at all. Soaking in blood.
4 kiddie
All right,
pools
well,
slimed out.
this could be a special for you guys. You guys go for it. I'm good on being in that blood, man. I'm good. I'm real good.
He looked at me. He was like, I think you might. He's like, I like to be clean. I think you might like to be clean too. I'm like, you don't know me at all.
Obviously, I was wrong.
Dirty.
Obviously, I was wrong.
We should share dinner here one night.
We can.
On the podcast?
On the podcast.
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
You should make us sushi.
Yeah, well, that's a bit involved.
That's a lot
I know.
of work.
I just volunteered you.
I see.
I'll help. It was dope making it last time.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, we took a bit of a break last week, just because we decided to.
We had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we were just all busy in our own lives. I know I was actually still recovering from the day before. I worked a wedding straight at 8 hours and I lost 6 pounds. That was fun.
Brag about it. Brag about it. Why don't you? 6 pounds.
As I got home, like basically just like. The whole time, man. Like I was comatose. My girl was like, "Do I need to call the like?"
When I worked that 8-hour wedding, I literally fell asleep standing up when I got home.
I bet.
Dude, it's the worst. It's rough.
You don't even realize how much it can take out of you, but because I mean, all you're doing is walking around, and I mean, you're either holding a gimbal or you're handheld.
See,
but literally, you don't stop moving for 8 hours.
That's the problem with me, though. Is like as you know, I usually go above and beyond, which is a really bad habit of mine. No matter what price I charge, and it was nuts. 8 hours. I almost had 2 heat strokes, and I was basically running the wedding, basically being a wedding coordinator, and then I ended up becoming the MC at the fucking reception.
Yikes.
Yeah, I would tell them, sorry.
$1,000 just for that.
Sorry, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. I go above and beyond. It's too much, and I need to learn my limitations of just like dialing it back. Which could be a good topic we talk about is like when to dial, like how to know how when you know to know to dial it back. Yeah,
when to know
exactly.
to dial it back.
Yeah, like from what you're doing, because like I don't know about you, but like usually as you've experienced like personally recently too, you worked with me, like you assisted me yesterday, or just like when we're sitting talking about storm writing. When it comes to creative control, I like to work alone, and it's tough for me because I don't know about you, but I like having that kind of being a part of it and having that control, and then when somebody else takes it, it's just like it's rough. I don't know how to deal with that. If that makes sense.
No. That makes perfect sense. Like you your thing's done your way.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to speak for Alex, but I feel like I can a little bit.
Well, you've helped
we both,
him a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like I feel like I can a little. A little.
Please let me know what you have to say.
Well, Alex enjoys the company of men. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Hey, we're all dudes here.
We're all dudes here.
No, like I feel like Alex is very collaborative, just like I am. I'm a very collaborative person. Like doing something by myself. Half the fun of getting something done is doing it with other people. To me,
Maybe I was
that's how I
hurt.
feel about it.
Maybe I
Like-
was hurt or abused when I was younger. I'm like, no, I never want to work with somebody else ever
Somebody
again.
play with that booty
I
hole, huh?
I don't think it has anything to do
Maybe,
with that. I
yeah.
think it has to do a little bit more with when you talk about creative control. I don't necessarily see that there's a problem with either side, right?
Yeah,
a lot of masterpieces were made by the creative eye not compromising on anything. And I believe that there's always a place for that type of uncompromising will to see your project through to fruition. But on the reverse side of that, a lot of the projects that you guys have tackled and have worked on are very easily collaborative projects. Whereas, let's say it was a music video, and Alex was the director of said music video, and then you've got me that comes in with maybe a cool idea, but just that it's just a cool idea. Maybe Alex is predetermined and decided he doesn't have enough time for that, or that's not where
doesn't fit the scope of the
Doesn't fit
video.
the scope of the
anything
video or
like
doesn't
that.
work.
Any random
And
reason.
so I could 100% see there being it being a little like a big challenge, a significant challenge to take something that in your mind initially was not collaborative, and then try to somehow, because you realize you needed help or you have gone too far and you needed an extra set of hands at that wedding. I could see where that'd be a difficult challenge to overcome.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, and this was something I was like, I think I was brainstorming going to, well, it was this past Sunday, I brainstormed this idea in the group chat. I was like, man, when do you know when you need help, or when do you think you need, like, just like you can do it yourself? And that comes into this whole conversation of being able to know also, I think, with creative control. And I think sometimes, personally myself, my stubbornness and my own vision of like creative control kind of also blocks that, hey, sometimes you can ask for help.
Dude, honestly,
And
I
I'm
don't
terrible
know,
at that.
I don't know of really an aspect of videography and stuff like that you can solely 100% do by yourself. I mean, there's obviously some things like you can vlog by yourself, but even, our hero vloggers, Peter McKinnon and Maddie and Casey
team.
Neistat and stuff like that, they've got teams that they just don't let you see. And dude, honestly, for the longest time, I didn't know that.
There's a team
But
back
well,
there.
I mean, I followed those guys from all the way up, so they did a good job of like
Hiding it and masking
of
it.
hiding it and not letting you know that there are other people there, and they did a good job of like just continuing their style of how to do videos and how to tell a story and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean,
Well, then you've got the opposite, Mr. Beast, who literally takes his entire production team, and you
Yeah.
can go back and check some of that. So
Yeah.
they weren't always together. They weren't all childhood friends. Some of them came after the show.
Yeah.
And so you look at Mr. Beast, and he literally treats those guys as executives and his paid talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like almost the exact opposite. He's had them on the
Yeah.
forefront. And so either way, what you're saying is that
Yeah.
filmmaking as a
I
whole
think-
is collaborative. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
And it is. But
I'm
like,
just saying, like, I don't think there's a lot of stuff you can do by. I mean, obviously, if you're starting out, you're mostly by yourself.
Yeah.
Photography you can do by yourself
Yeah.
for the most part. Is it easier to have somebody carry that bag for you? Sure, but you can do it by yourself. When it comes to shooting music videos or shooting weddings and stuff like, dude, I mean that's a lot on one person.
I'm of the creatively, not just in videography, but let's pick something totally obtuse, like Dungeons and Dragons, right? It's a great example because every great DM is also an impeccable thief. Because a great DM can take a piece of content, consume that piece of content, let's say an adventure, right, that's been pre-scripted, and take that adventure and turn it into his own adventure very, very quickly. But I mean, DMs are just great plagiarists, right? That's what we do. We take really good content and make it our really good content. With videography and stuff like that, it's a little different because you obviously don't want to plagiarize, but you also, everything in the sun's already been filmed, right?
Yeah.
So in my
Same
mind,
thing with music too.
it is the same thing with music.
It's
in my
hard to
mind,
reinvent something new.
when you've got your path and your storyboard and your ideal, your concept phase, for me, collaboration is a key that's not necessarily help, I guess, but it definitely helps me see something from a perspective that is not my own. So even if in the collaborative endeavor he doesn't take my ideal that I proposed, it may spark something in him though to go, well, I also didn't think about this corner that he mentioned.
And that's a lot
that's
of
great.
like mine and John's workflow together is like John will be like, hey, it'd be cool if we do this, and me on the technical aspect would be like, well, we can't technically do it that way, post production or whatever, but I see where you're going with that, and we can spin that this direction.
But can I also say something, like interject something with this too, with you guys?
No.
You guys also have known each other for a very long time, and you guys also know each other really well. You guys know each other's thought process and how each other creatively will work. I think personally, also, it takes a lot to find someone that's also in the same mindset to be able to collaborate.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise, you're just going to clash. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if something in the past has inhibited me from being able to do something like that in the future. But like, I honestly, I feel guilty when I feel like I have to collab with somebody because I feel like I'm not doing
That's
a good job.
Weird feeling to
Yeah,
have.
that is weird.
Maybe that's just me.
And it's not like you're not
I wouldn't
wrong.
know.
Not bad,
Yeah.
but it's an odd way to think.
It's the way I was probably raised, to be honest.
Maybe.
Just the way
Yeah.
who
Like
I
culturally,
was.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
100%.
And that, like, as you know, basically everything until maybe even yesterday, for the past 2 years that I've been doing this now, I think that's the first time I've ever asked you for help.
And literally, I'd only helped
And
for
any-
3 minutes?
Realistically, yeah.
Well, a trained monkey could have done what you did, but
Thanks.
you're just saying.
Appreciate it.
Wow.
You were cheaper.
You were cheaper.
Actually, probably wasn't.
You were
He actually
cheaper.
did pay me. I did pay me in candy.
Hey, but it was good candy. But
Kit Kats?
yes, close. But no, like, excuse me.
You guys gonna get a Kit Kat sponsor, dude.
Might as well, man. But it's gonna mean the wrong thing. They're gonna be like, we don't want us to be
No,
sponsored
please.
for gagging.
Kit Kat would not
for
want us.
gagging. No,
On the minis, too.
no.
Didn't even gag on a full Kit
Choke
Kat.
on the cat, bro.
Wow.
It's because I just couldn't concentrate, man. It was just
We know.
so bad. But
were
no,
there.
yeah, you were. But hey, and it's online too for everybody to watch. Episode 3?
And I think it was 4, and it was
Three.
just 30 minutes of
And it was in
Yeah.
this room.
I
We were
don't-
back in this
Oh,
room.
I guess we did film it, and then we did post it
You
online.
should definitely screen over screen. Can you do that in post?
Yeah, I can.
Like
But
a
it's
clip
just
of it?
takes so long.
I
'cause our
should
podcasts are
Definitely
so long.
pull that up though, dude.
I wanted the whole video up so bad.
I did
I
not
thought
want
it
the
was
whole video.
hilarious. It
I
was
just mean
so
in this
funny.
clip.
But
Yeah.
I think the full audio is it. No,
No, you didn't do full audio either.
no, because I deleted it by the time I realized it.
Yeah.
So do you think, in your opinion, is this a problem? Is this something you were trying to work past, or do you prefer it this way?
It's something that I've been trying to work past because, like, this past weekend, it just like helped me. Like, I told like Alex and you guys in the group chat, like, it opened my eyes. I was like, I don't know if I can be doing these things anymore because okay, so here it is. The scope of my projects have gone from something small that was manageable by one person to do with one other person to now where my production is now getting on a scale to where I need like 2 or 3 people on my team to help me because my productions are getting bigger and bigger as
Because
well
it's
as my
cool,
scope.
but it could be so much cooler.
Exactly. And that's where I'm getting at because now that, like, first of all, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like my quality, my videography, my director of photography is getting so much better from when I first started. Of course, that's progress just with anybody that's trying to get in this industry. But I've seen so much growth in what I have started from filming to where I'm just like, okay, cool. And then I start trying to execute these ideas, and I'm like, fuck, I should have asked somebody else because I needed someone else there to be able to, like, as simple as like hold a panel to reflect some light to give that
As
backlight
simple
to
as
edge to
stand
give that
on
edge lighting,
a
you know?
ladder and pour blood.
Yeah. For instance, for you, like you came in clutch when I asked you. I was like, hey, can you help me with this?
Dude, you
video?
said it earlier though. It could be even simpler than that. It could be as simple as having a pair of hands to carry that
Yeah.
extra bag.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
It
Like,
makes a
you
big
did say that.
difference in exhaustion level, and then you multiply your exhaustion level, and you're shooting handheld at a wedding all day. I can just see.
And
it.
it's just I forget because I get so I don't know about I don't know about you guys. You can join in, especially think of this as more creative
thank
writing.
you. I appreciate it.
More creative. Well, you know what I mean.
I know,
like,
man.
More of a creative writer. Like when you love what you do and you're passionate about what you do, you get so excited and riled up that literally the adrenaline goes. Like you're like, this moment, I love this. Let me keep going. I love this. You get carried away. I get carried away every moment.
I live there.
Yeah.
I live in that space.
And it's damn exhausting.
I can see that.
I
live in that space.
Like Fletcher straight up
We
lives
all
in that
know
space.
that.
You think I'm not joking.
I don't think you're kidding at all.
Whoever said it was exhausting, it's absolutely true. So like
It
everybody
is.
sees me, and it's safe to assume that I just function this way, and that I'm always aloof. And but I'm not. I'm actually processing too much data consistently. And you get into that, and I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
No,
it's
you're good.
such a real thing that you're talking about. I live there. I live in the if I'm invested 1%, then I'm invested 100%.
Yep.
I have
No matter-
dude, if I'm half invested, then I'm probably like less than 4% invested. Realistically,
It has to catch you.
I'll procrastinate. I will do just enough to get by unless I give a shit about whatever that subject is. And so what I'm guilty of doing is turning that passion into what is perceived as, I would say, abrasiveness or aggression. I can come at you with an ideal that I feel so strongly about that all of a sudden I am now yelling my idea at you versus calmly telling you why I'm so excited.
You know, like, I don't mean to get, like, pop psychologist or nothing. It's insane how, like, healthy you are, like, psychologically.
What?
Like, you know exactly who you are.
That
100%.
That takes a lot of practice,
Yeah.
though.
I know.
It takes
Self-awareness.
hating yourself intimately. Is what it
Oh,
takes.
I'm aware.
It takes hating yourself intimately.
I'm that guy
But
too.
you're right.
I'm
Did you
that guy
guys just
too.
talk about suicide awareness? I don't want to turn this show back.
No.
into
That
But
was
in my opinion,
it was last week. It was just
the
like
only reason
mental
I'm
health and stuff.
at all in tune at all with what's going on in here is because it was that or die,
Yeah.
right? And so it has taken years of work. I've done some really aggressive, really hateful, blemishing things in my day, right? I've done some things rooted out of anger that I will never forget. And so because of those things, and I think some people would still argue with you today about me. I think they would, but they don't really have a whole lot of understanding of what goes on in here. But I would say that even today, I get way more quickly embarrassed by something I've said or I've done because I try to stay
On top
cognitive.
of it.
I
Yeah.
try to stay aware of.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean to like throw it all off, but like it just kind of hit me. I was like, man, like it's just kind of a lot of people are like they don't recognize that aspect of themselves of like,
Well,
oh yeah, I can get into this thing so much that
With the
like
stigma.
I get abrasive and
Oh, it's a fact.
I get like
we
I
can't
know.
argue that.
Hey, facts are not like
I think it's hard for some people to swallow.
yes,
Sure.
but like you, like a lot of people wouldn't be like, oh, I just love this thing. It's just my favorite thing. When they're like, here's my favorite thing. It's in your face, but you're like, oh yeah, I know I'm abrasive with it. I don't mean to, but like I just get pumped and I'm abrasive.
It just happens.
Yeah, and I just
Do you
thought
think
that was like so
preventing you?
psychologically
Is that what you were
healthy.
saying? You thought was preventing you? Is like your tone or something? Is that cause where were you taking that? I may have screwed it all up, but you were talking about like that.
I'm trying
like
to-
living in that energy, like that.
Well, no, it's because like we usually, well, for me it becomes a facade. I turn into a totally completely different person.
I can get that.
I turn into this cookie cutter like happy person that kind of is more of a chameleon. And I know
talked
that
about that.
yes, we talked about it, and I know that sounds shitty. Because it just sounds like I'm just molded into that personality. But to be honest, when it comes to a different job, to different clients, man, different scenarios, you kind of have to change to that aspect.
I call it a
like,
skill set.
Yeah,
that's
I call it
that's
skill
not
set.
terrible.
But,
like
but
that's yeah.
like
I think
other
people would call it fake. I think people would call it fake what I do. Well, I do that as
but
well.
you get it. I know you.
Yeah, I blend.
You understand it because we.
If I'm
talked about
hanging
this.
out, let's just call it what it is. If I'm hanging out with a predominantly like ethnic circle of friends, the ethnic side of me, the things that that resonate with me, that would be, I guess, in that wheelhouse, come out of me far more. If I go to Texas for 2 weeks, I'm gonna come back sounding like John fucking Wayne. Like that's just Texas for 2 weeks is all it takes for me to change my entire accent. So. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
That chameleon aspect can often be
Yeah.
perceived as less genuine.
See, well, I think there's a difference to me in what he's saying than what you're saying. Because you're saying, like, oh, I'll go hang out with these people, and then I'll start talking more ethnic or whatever, like code switching.
I will behave like them.
Yes, like you're code switching in that to fit in with that group. Not necessarily that you're trying to fit in, but like you acclimate yourself to that group, and
Let's
then
call it what it is.
Yeah,
You're trying to
okay.
fit in
Yeah.
so that you're not the social outcast.
But
Yeah.
the way I think he's saying it is he's like, oh, I'm taking this job, so I'm going to give myself the outward appearance of like more,
Same skill set.
like more
it's the
pleasing
same
for them.
thing.
Do you disagree?
No.
Well, no,
To me,
I
same
don't.
skill set.
It
It's
is
the same
100%. But like, I think
My bad, bro.
I don't think it's
You're good.
disingenuous for him. I don't
I
think it's
I
disingenuous
just
for him.
feel that way. That's
Well,
just me.
I know this is my opinion
Yeah.
on it. I don't think it's disingenuous for you
I see what you're
to
saying.
go through and be like, oh hey, I'm going to make myself more appealing to this client that is paying me money for a job.
I don't think so either.
If
because
you're-
that's
if-
a resume.
Yeah, I
What's
see.
the difference
Yeah.
between a
Yeah.
resume and
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
Yeah, you're making yourself
That
more
and a
appealing to that
review.
client.
Or
Yeah.
a review. Or a review.
Because in the freelance business, word of mouth is way bigger than social media.
How you going to get to that 10th wedding if you bombed your first 4?
Yep. Exactly. And ever since I started doing weddings back in October, I think my first one was October last year, and then my next one was March, I believe, 5th at the zoo. That was my second wedding. Ever since those, like even from those two, the jump was greater. And then even from like the third to fourth, then you see another greater jump, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, maybe what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing, but like at the same time now, I'm over delivering now, and I need to learn when to stop too. So like it goes into being collaborative, and then having somebody else with me, but then it also goes into when to know when to stop. Like
Yeah, because then
Just
at some point
over-delivering.
you gotta go up to another price tier, right?
Yep.
That's what I was
And
just.
I don't-
Or you just have to
telling
say
him about.
no.
Or you
Or
just
you
have
just
to
have
say
to say
no.
no.
Yeah.
Which
Hey,
that's the problem.
I run a videography business. I'm not an MC.
I'm not your DJ, bro.
I'm not your
I
wedding
get it.
planner. I'm not your
But
Yeah, it's hard to say in the moment. That's hindsight.
I'm also
right?
very
No,
it's very hindsight. No,
Yeah.
it really
It is
Yeah,
hindsight,
it's very
but it
hindsight.
is not hard to say no in the moment.
But for me,
for
it is.
us.
I was about to say,
me,
I'd
it's
say
tough.
you even struggle with that a little. Maybe
Me?
saying
I
no.
don't say no to anybody.
Exactly.
I don't say no to anyone.
I wouldn't
people
try to
pleaser.
call you out, but
I'm just a
I was about
people
to say-
pleaser, man. I just want to make people happy,
I feel like
especially on their
Alex
wedding
is
days
the
or
same
something like that.
type. I feel like you are indeed. That's what I would label you. I would
But
label you as a
I'm
people
also
pleaser.
aggressive when I need to be. Like I've told him when I hear stories of like past clients that he's had that treat him like shit, don't pay him any money. I'm like, drop them, stop working for them, man. Like
And he has.
multiple
You
times.
have, though.
And then
You-
I've told him
you have.
to also raise his prices because his prices are way too low for what he does.
Oh, the quality's fantastic.
So and that's the same thing he would tell me, but I'm just like,
Is that
I
a
do the
scary
same
thing? Is that a scary thing?
Price?
Yeah, like increasing your price, like increasing your
It
value.
was, but for some reason,
You're getting more
the
confident.
past I would say the past month and a half, I would just be like, no, dude, I'm not gonna do that for any less than this. And
I
like
love
I
that.
can't tell you the switch because I mean it literally was it
The
was like a
switch-
day switch.
I
Like,
think
I
it's
was
probably
like,
you had enough
man,
BS.
you know what? Yeah,
I think enough people
that,
need
well,
enough
that
BS.
and, like I guess
You're getting
knowing that
hired.
I'm making money with videos anyway. Like
Yeah.
I have a job where I'm
Oh,
literally
you
making.
mean you've got enough? You've got enough
He's got a safety
work to say I don't
I'm like,
need that.
He's not freelance
Nah.
100%.
it's not worth my free
but
time
He's
to
freelance
come work
plus.
on this. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah, now
Freelance
that
plus.
he
You're in
does
a really
freelance-
cool spot.
I'm in a
actually.
weird spot.
It's a cool spot though.
Yeah, it's a really busy spot.
like he's
too.
it's great for him because he's making sure he's getting a steady paycheck.
Yeah.
But the only problem with this is he can't take any projects that he wants. now.
Not
It's
can't
tou- it's
take
tou- it's
any.
tough. It's
We're about
tough
to
for
do
him.
the 48-hour
Well, that's
film
why I ended
festival.
up. That's why I made sure I had 2 days off a week.
what I'm saying?
I've got. I mean, technically, I've got 4 days off a week.
He has
I've got my
shoot days.
weekends and I've got my 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'm out at this gig by like 11 every day.
I didn't know that.
So,
it just you
yeah.
made it sound like it was like a Monday through Friday thing.
Wow.
Whole thing.
So, like,
So-
well, once again, that puts you in a unique creative space.
It's a weird
right?
space.
and it does allow you to say no more. So, the answer to my question is yes, it was scary, and now no longer is to you.
Now I just don't give a fuck.
Right.
You mean like how it was in your podcast about like 2 episodes ago where you had an existential crisis about you're like, I don't know if I should quit videography.
did that happen?
Yeah, it did.
I don't.
No,
believe
that
Yeah.
wasn't a quit videography.
It was
that
the
was
rut.
a.
Was it the rut that we were like? You were
Yeah,
like,
it
dude,
was the
It
rut.
wasn't. It wasn't a quit videography. It was a should I quit videography for corporate? Should I quit corporate videography versus
Creative.
should I take a job that is not videography and keep
And pay the
only
YouTube.
solely the creative side of
Yep.
videography?
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
And that still, honestly, truthfully, still may not be a bad choice down the road. But for right now, you're in a great kind of like
You
Spot.
are in a good spot for where you
to
need
to
be.
learn
around
and grow.
Clemson.
And dude, you know. Anyways, I'll shut up.
What?
Yeah, I
I
was
shut down so quick.
I did
We
because
didn't know
I was
where
on
to go.
I was on a weird.
Yeah, we
soapbox.
totally went in a different direction.
Yeah, we
from
did.
that.
I was on a weird
Listen,
soapbox.
can I tell you that it hurts my heart that you only have one skateboard?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I
actually
know.
thinking about donating my other deck.
Like, dude,
just-
I want to
know.
like. Can I paint you a skateboard
First of
or
all,
something?
I'm waiting for
How cool would
some
that
hooks
be?
to come in.
I painted John one.
So,
Yeah. I have a Batman skateboard hanging up on my
Paint me
wall.
one.
and plus,
Give me
listen,
an old skateboard.
it takes time. I want to find a deck that'll actually fit with my
I feel that.
personality. That actually is good for that spot. Because
I feel
reality,
that.
I do want to just buy like 3 more boards, so it's like 2 and 2. We'll see what happens though.
I also just really like this grass wall, man.
Dude, it's
That's
so
a really
cool. I asked Rachel if we could put one in the studio, and she was all for it. She was like, "Let's do it." You want one
I
in the
seen
studio?
I seen it like a couple weeks. I seen it 2 weeks before you mentioned you doing one on a guy named Creative Ryan's channel, and he has one in his studio. But the only difference is he's got the content
Behind
creator LEDs
Yeah.
that everybody gets like dope or whatever. I can't remember what his says, but it's like embedded into the grass.
Can
in
ours
the
say
wall.
"bad motherfuckers"?
Yes.
Like, that's only like 6 LED strips, dude.
Yeah.
Bad
yeah, it can.
motherfuckers behind it.
Bad motherfuckers.
Yeah, we're gonna walk into our office every day and be like, on the table.
Not to take it out of like a creative thing. It just reminds me of the Ivy Wall at Wrigley Field baseball.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
No,
just trying to catch the Grand Slam.
I was gonna say
before
when you sent the picture to the group chat, like that's all I thought. I was like, oh man, Wrigley Field.
I dig it.
Oh,
I
man,
see
really?
that, man.
Really?
And it also
I
makes a
like
very
it.
cool set. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
a very cool
That's
set.
why we're shooting in here today.
It makes a very cool set.
It's really
But
pretty.
I guess to circle back to being asking for
stop.
help and the difference between when it's better to work alone and when not work alone. That's the biggest thing, and I think I'm starting to learn that I need a little bit more help with certain things that I do because like I literally have a whole production set that I put in my car and I drive. Like you saw, like I have 4 C stands, I have 2 LED panel lights, I have 2 LED like actual spotlights, these 4 of these, and then like stands for those, like
So,
and all these weight
why not
bags.
hire? Let me ask you a question. Why not put somebody on 1099 that's follow me? That's I won't necessarily say young enough, but I mean videography young enough to kind of mold into what you may need.
So here's the thing. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
We'll
So
talk about.
there's more to that.
I don't need. Yeah, there's a
You've
little bit
thought
more
about
to
it.
it. Yes,
You've
yes.
thought about it. You've thought
Yes,
about it.
there's a little bit more to that.
There
We'll
is.
talk about that.
I know some things about it, but I'm just curious if you.
But no, I have thought about it. But like I said, we'll talk about that later on.
So, in the beginning of when I even remotely started considering taking pictures or videography or whatever, my ultimate goal all along over the years has been I want to start something and take my friends with me. Like,
media company,
literally
like,
take them with me.
the click goes.
I've
what
always
was
been
your
a
thought
loner.
when you first...
I've always
so you
been a
just
loner.
wanted to, like, I want to do this solely
Well, I've
myself.
always been a loner.
blah, blah, blah.
Just basically, not to sound sappy, but like throughout my whole life, I've always been a loner. But the way my dad's job was, we moved every 2 years, so I can't keep long-term friends. So for me, I don't really have.
And
I know this is gonna
may
sound
have a
really
big-
shitty, but
huge
I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't have a best friend.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really shitty.
No, it doesn't,
But
if
I
it's
don't
true.
have
Me neither.
best friends. Like you know how people have best friends. Like
Yep.
I have good friends, but I don't have
You
somebody that I
son
would be
of a-
like
let me
be
tell
my
you.
everyday.
Yeah.
Like hey, they know about my darkest deepest secrets. I know
Yeah.
about theirs.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
I have several of
that.
those. It makes me sad. I don't want to say it is sad, but
It
it
is-
does make me
it
a
is.
little sad.
It is
Yeah.
what it is.
I mean,
What's up?
if it doesn't.
Oh no,
make,
I was
sorry.
about to say like I was agreeing with him. I've got like 4.
I've
But
got
still,
three
like-
that I would say like, dude. I mean, I could call them probably at any hour for any reason, and they're probably down if it was that big of an
Yeah,
escalation.
like
Yeah.
legit. Every me and Alex have a group chat with like 4 other dudes, and I would take a baseball bat to somebody's head for all of them.
Yeah.
Like, and I have a
I don't
distinct
even
feeling.
have that.
I have a distinct feeling
I
they
do
would do
feel
the
like
same,
that. Yeah,
except for maybe
I do have
Alex.
those people.
Alex would probably
Like-
just hit me with it, and
And
then, and then hand, and then hand it to
like,
the
what
guy.
did you do?
Like, okay,
Dude,
so, like-
you came here?
like,
you
came to me?
Dude, don't worry about it. I got him. I'll take care of this for you.
But like,
I'll
it's
solve your
weird.
problem.
It's weird. So I don't have like best friends, but like
I've always
I
wanted
would
to hit a
do
cripple
anything
with
for
a baseball
my
bat.
friends.
So-
Even if I don't have like a best friend, I
But
would
that's
do anything
more
for my
about
friends.
loyalty,
So, but
right?
yeah,
It still
and that's
doesn't
just
mean
that's just
best
who I
friend.
am.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
And I agree. But
I
it's
think
just
best
weird,
friends.
and
You
that's
hit it.
why.
You said intimate, sharing. Like they
Yeah.
know the darkest parts.
Yeah.
That's a real best friend because a real best friend is the type of person. It's not like Your real best friend doesn't yes man you.
Yeah,
your real best friend says,
He'll tell you the shit.
They see your real shit and they're like, I still love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they see
That's
your
kinda
real
dog shit, man, but,
and they call you on it
Yeah.
too.
That's a cool video, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying though. Like, and like with us, I don't know. We're good friends. All of us are good friends. We started talking, and we're honest about each other's work. At least I know I am.
We ain't close enough for you to come to me with a murder.
No, exactly.
I'm not helping you with a murder.
That's fine.
I hope you move the body, but I'm not helping you commit it.
No, not even that. Don't even
That's
involve me.
fine.
I don't know.
I would.
I don't care.
Alex is like,
we
I'm
won't
down
say
for an
anything on the
adventure.
camera because we're not gonna do anything
a lot of
to
quarries in
incriminate anybody.
Tennessee.
But yes,
Sorry.
regardless,
I know all the holes in the mountains.
Regardless,
I own
forgot,
half a mountain.
I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, I would do
Murdering
anything.
people.
I would,
That's
I
where we
would
were
do
going.
anything for friends.
I know where you're going.
But,
You're saying like it was an example. You said you
Yeah,
didn't,
like I
didn't
said-
even have a best friend. And
But I've always been more of a
Loner.
loner. I've always been a loner. That's why most of the time, like even when you guys invite me out, I'm always hesitant. That's why I've been trying to change that lately.
Do
But
you feel you're doing well?
it's a 50-50. It's
Hey man, 50-50 is better than 0-0.
Yeah, I say
it's
progress
better
is
than none.
Yeah.
Which it is, but at the same time,
You
it's
are
just
coming
like,
with us to Asheville tomorrow.
about that. We'll talk about
Never mind.
we'll talk about that too.
That was not a question. That was a demand. You are coming with us to.
Well,
I
there's,
did, yeah.
there's something about
So
that.
on the listen, man. First of all,
Yeah.
there is never any underlining. I'll tell you right now. Maybe this will be the path to getting to best friends. When I say something to you or anyone, I think they believe this. So might vouch. If I say something to you, there is never underlying connotation. It is exactly what I meant. Like,
But that's the thing. I think with all of us, we've all been super honest with each other.
yeah. Like if I'm keeping it 100, I don't care if you go or not, because we're just going up there to find out
Yeah.
information, to turn around and come back home
Yeah.
to then really begin. So I don't give
Yeah.
a crap if you go. That's more leg room for me, dog. Just don't go. Like,
good, man.
we're
I
just
don't
going
care.
to get bullshit to find
yeah,
out,
yeah.
what we're gonna
I mean,
write.
we are.
Yeah.
What else
It's
are
gonna
we
be
doing?
fun.
No, I know.
We'll have fun in the
we
car.
will probably have fun in the car. You will be missed. Maybe I shouldn't. See, this
You're
is why you
kind of
can't
a
be
dick.
real. No, I mean,
I have another job. That's why I can't.
That's
see,
fair.
that's just.
I completely
reasonable.
forgot
I'm glad
about
you
it.
have another job.
Yeah.
I completely forgot
don't have to
about
be a
that
dick.
job, but you're good.
Ah.
So
Yeah, you'd have been.
yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
What?
That's why I was like,
I missed what? What'd
I
you
said
say?
I completely forgot that I had a
Oh,
job
okay.
tomorrow. So that's why I was like,
He
hey,
committed
I-
to going and didn't remember
Oh,
the job.
okay.
Yeah.
That was the part.
Didn't
It was one of those
Really
because it was
screwed.
one of those I booked far in advance.
Yeah.
And then you just
I'm
kinda
also worried about that shit.
forget. Yeah, that's why
Right.
you got to get really good at scheduling. Real good at scheduling.
That's your
That's your title.
title.
I don't even.
So
remember.
far.
I don't even
So
know. It just
far.
says me. That's all I remember.
That's more leg room for me.
I
dog.
miss-
I misspelled it. It put knee for some reason.
I
was
knew
like,
what you meant.
fucking
Oh,
Maybe
but
it's
that-
BJ
works.
WG, but,
But
I'm
yeah,
okay with it.
so-
I just wrote. I didn't want. I don't want to do that. I'm not code switching here. Like,
So what's your
No,
like?
but so like I guess from coming from somebody that has trouble asking for help, I guess what's some of the best advice you can give to somebody that's trying to start
Okay.
expanding and trying to ask for somebody to start helping and start. You
So-
know what I'm saying?
I'm the
So,
worst
I-
person. to
so
answer
hold
that.
up. I
You-
think I
you
got
probably
something.
are the worst person because you just don't give a shit. Period.
I
So-
don't, man. My advice is one line: get out of your own fucking
Yeah.
way. Get out of your own way, dude. Literally, not you, but yeah, you. Everybody. I would say get out of your own
The
way.
royal you.
Everyone.
All right, so what do you have to say? Because he just says get out of your way.
No, get out of
Essentially-
your own way.
Yeah.
Essentially, what he said is going to be a shortened version of what I'm going to say. The first step on the way to being able to ask for help is getting over not wanting to ask for help.
But then where do you other than you guys where would you look?
Me personally, I would if I had to suggest something to somebody that had difficulty in any version of communication, asking for help, being honest with critical feedback, any of those things. The first thing I would say you need to go find someone to tell you the honest truth about something you care about. Go hear the most negative things that doesn't like you or that will give it to you real, that will criticize your project. Find somebody to give you the harshest, most negative, critical feedback and endure it. Find a stranger, a friend of a friend. Have me go look for someone to critically review it for you, and you sit and you listen. Then the next thing I would say is force yourself to do something very uncomfortable, like deliver a public speech or host a party if you're not into parties, if you're not like into people. Do something that forces you to grow.
People, yeah.
You cannot grow without discomfort. You've said it on this podcast.
So, can I also say this now
No.
to throw a little bit of a curveball?
You got a small penis?
Yes, that's a given fact. But
we should do a club.
what do we do? Like, when you say that, but the thing is, I'm completely comfortable with also talking to random people. Okay, and approaching people, like talking about that. This is playing devil's advocate.
Sure.
But what if I don't know how to still approach that, even though I'm confident and I can do that? But like, how?
How you say still it's exclusively you're having trouble asking for help?
Yes, even though like I'm comfortable talking to strangers. Yeah, see, so I know that's
weird.
It's a catch-22.
It is,
but that's how I am because I am comfortable with talking to random people. You tell me to go talk to a random dude on the street, you're like, say, hey, go talk to that guy.
I would say
your
your alternative, and this is just my opinion. I would say your alternative at that point is you're not the type of person that's going to ask for any help. I would say that you're the type of person that needs to maintain 100% creative control, forget all about asking for help, and have salaried payroll employees. You need to have employees, not collaborators. In my opinion.
Tell somebody straight up,
you're the type to have. Yeah. You seem like a boss to me in the first place. You
but
seem
I'm
like
not a boss, though.
That's the mustache.
That's not something I want.
Here's some of that outside. Sure, maybe.
No,
maybe you
because
need to spin that, like flip that. If you want to ask a friend from an outside perspective, you definitely seem like the type of somebody that I would say, "Can I come work for you?" versus "Can I come work with you?"
I mean, and maybe that's how you should just approach it. Maybe
not if you don't want that.
And that's not the thing I'm wanting because the thing is, even if somebody does work with me, because you guys don't know me that well enough. Other than
and I know that I don't know
you don't know that and I know you're gonna say that's kind of bullshit, but you also because I saw the way you act, like your facial expression shifted. I saw that and I was like, okay. And I'm not trying to call you out or anything like that.
Man, I'm just not on PCP over here. Like,
he took all that free workout.
My facial expressions don't mean shit right now.
But what I'm saying is like it's hard because like. I don't want to be that boss because that's not what you want to be. You don't want to be a boss. You don't want to tell people this is what you do. And this is why you want to be a leader that somebody wants to be able to follow you.
I should have said boss then. Okay. I want to
he just meant the one in charge.
Yeah, dude, definitely. You definitely
and like I said, that goes
May I bring my
back
statement just for the record? Just for the record. My official statement is you definitely seem like the type of guy I would want to come work for, not necessarily the guy I'd approach and say, "Can I come work with?"
So, when you were asking you're asking for help.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to make an assumption and say you're asking for help with like your weddings and things like that. Okay, I'm just making an assumption based on what I'm going to go with. Because that's your hardest jobs right now, right? Are your weddings? Because
to be honest, weddings are really easy.
Yeah, well,
you just lost 6 pounds, had 2 heat strokes,
but that goes back with me saying I over deliver.
Well, yeah. So, but
that's the difference between asking for help and then over delivering.
So you're saying the wedding, in reality,
is easy.
That just needs to be toned down. And then where do you need help?
Yeah,
so where do you need help then?
Music video production stuff. Because big example, just I don't know if I talked to you about this or if it was in the group chat, but like when I did the music video Saturday, we did it in this junkyard, and this junkyard is huge. It's probably about 100 yards one way and then the other way. So you're like, okay, this is a massive junkyard. I'm one person. They're already just musicians just carrying all their musical equipment. I get that. And I'm just this one dude with this $5,000 basically camera with all these different lights and then having to move them all in different directions, set them up, get the angling right, get the picture right to frame it, to actually make it run the power from one end to another end of the building.
You set up a whole
So
one-man videographer, director.
I think you're about to ask the same question I was.
Are you wanting hands or are you wanting
I volunteer for hands.
Creativity?
Yeah, you want hands or a collaborator?
It's more... Okay, so that's... Okay,
because that's a big deal.
It is a big
those
deal.
are two completely...
And maybe that's something...
Muscle versus mind,
and maybe that's something where I've struggled with, is not differentiating the two. Because I've always, for me... The way I've always thought of it and the way I always looked at it is I want other people that want to help me out will be other creative minds instead of just people that can just
So in turn you have to be open to listening to those minds.
Yeah, I was going to say, but at the same time, you said yourself, you're not super open to those creative minds.
Which I am.
Which you're trying to get better at.
And I've gotten actually a lot better because this whole music video that I've shot, the things that they wanted me to change out, I was just like,
What?
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
I think it looks really good.
I hate
And
when-
then
I
they
hate when
added.
that
They
happens.
told me to put it in like these different things. Like they wanted like decaying animals or like dead animals to put in to make it look brutal. Because by the way, it's a down tempo death metal band. Really awesome guys.
Brutal stuff.
Nasty
brutal.
vocals.
Yeah, nasty
Who-
vocals.
And even live, he did it really well.
Yeah, it was cool, dude.
But you like, shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
So
No, it's fine.
Let me interject in it then.
Yeah.
So, on the thing of the band was wanting you to like, hey, will you put this in instead of this? and this?
Yeah.
So,
And then I listened to them because that's a part of a client's job.
yeah, I was about to
is
say
you
like,
have to do what they want.
yeah, I was about to say like, wouldn't that be part of the process? Is like, oh, hey, we have these ideas
It
we
is.
want in.
It
in
is.
Okay. So you threw me for a second. I was like, yeah, shouldn't they come with ideas? Because that's
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
no, and
kind
that's
of one of
exactly
our biggest
what-
pet
at the
peeves is
same
that they come with no
time-
ideas and it.
At the
Yeah.
same time, if they are not
Open.
the editor or if they are not the person behind the camera, then they may not always see what the end result would be. And you
Yeah.
can't always let them be like, you can't always tell them or have them be like, no, I don't want that in, and be like, no, bro, like, listen to me. This is going to be good shit. You want this in the video. You don't want it, like, just because it's behind you, like, you're doing it and you don't think it's going to
You're not a
cool.
videographer. I am.
You, like, I've got the eye, you're just the talent.
Granted,
You hired
it
me for
doesn't
a
mean
job.
you can't. I
Well,
think
the
what you
thing
both
is-
are saying is there's definitely a spectrum there. You definitely have to do some listening and changing.
Yeah, and you be respectful.
Yeah.
But you also definitely have to say, in my expert opinion, this is going to be better
Piss
than
off.
this. Yeah. This is gonna be better.
And I hear both sides.
I
but
think
yeah,
you do that though, don't you?
Yeah, I already do that. Like I tell them what's good. And what I
Your
think is
issue
bad.
right now is you're saying
I
because
just
I
need
want to know the
podcasts, I
answer
guess.
between the differentiating because once again that kind of brings me back to what I said earlier. If it's
Maybe
a
I'm
pair
just
of
jealous
hands,
that what they have because he's also a creative outlet, but he's also like a hands. That's
he is hands.
So you need a
That's-
security blanket.
so that's what you know what I'm saying
Why?
though.
You need a Davis.
He don't leave me hanging. Well, you get what I'm saying though.
He
like,
was gonna.
It's
I was
that's why I
gonna.
mentioned it.
100%. I was gonna go
100%.
Fletcher.
That's
next.
why I mentioned it. I was like,
I
I didn't
was-
want
I
to
was
leave that.
Oh, I've
Preparing.
seen him. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
But we're damn, that's fine.
So you need like
Hey
an
man,
asshole.
hey man, you need a Davis?
Let me clone myself.
Dude, he literally just starts
Clone
yanking
myself
out
my
here,
ass.
pouring
I'm just
some
scooting over
beakers,
to
you know
you.
what I'm saying? Little
I'm
mini
hopping
Davis
out.
appears on the table. He puts him in a flower pot 6 to 8 weeks. Here you go.
He's like a Groot.
Yeah, like a little fucking Davis Groot sits over here.
Oh, if you like the
oh
limp,
gosh.
bitch.
You know what?
He's already got a beer gut and everything.
As-
He sits on the desk and just shakes his
You know what?
titties.
As he gets taller, so as he gets taller, his hair gets longer.
Dude, yeah,
His
yeah.
hair gets longer. His beard gets longer.
You just said he stands on your desk and shakes his titties.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
Fuck
my
yes.
god!
I want a mini Davis Groot plant.
Wow. This-
What would
this-
your Groot name be?
good.
This just took a left turn.
But you're just Davis. You're little Davis.
Yeah, just a Davis.
You want a little
That's
Davis?
so good.
Dude, that's hard
Maybe-
to find.
maybe
You've
that's
said
it.
this
Maybe-
yourself.
yeah, no,
They
no,
grew
no.
childhood
With
best
real
But
limping
you get what
action.
but you get what I'm
100%.
saying though. Like
Yeah.
just to have that chemistry with someone.
That's
like,
tough.
And yeah, it is tough. Like I would like to have that rapport with everybody here sitting in this room in the future. But like I
You
feel like
definitely
it's,
have that rapport.
But you get what
As a
I'm saying
stranger,
though.
I immediately okay. So since I cut you one way, I'll
But-
branch you the other.
but
When
you
I
get what
also
I'm saying,
first
though.
met you,
Yeah.
I definitely felt very welcomed. I never at any point felt unwelcomed or like I wasn't welcome here. At first, I was a little.
Can't do that.
At first, I was a little like I
Like who is this guy?
No, it wasn't you. It was like, damn, he's like for real. I don't want to trip over anything or break anything or be in his way. You've got all these lights and all this expensive camera equipment.
And
I'm
it-
like,
and-
Like he seems very like
Put
put
together.
together and professional.
professional, dude.
but
that was
yeah.
that was the pin line. I like that. I was like, oh shit, Alex is fucking with like pros, like
Yeah.
I wish.
people that are
Yeah,
out here.
dude, I
like,
am fucking with pros.
pros.
I wish I was a pro.
Then I found
You
out.
get paid?
kind of.
No, yeah,
You
definitely
got
get
paid?
dude.
Then
you
you're a
were,
pro.
you were a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Then you're a
you
pro.
were a filmmaker, and so I was a little taken aback by that. But by the second time I met you, I was like, oh, he's cool as shit.
Yeah, I'm just a normal dude.
Cool.
I'm
Yeah.
chill as fuck.
Me and him.
I mean,
so
when I
like,
met you in that hotel room, I was a little sketch, but
Oh,
think
because
we-
it's a
yeah.
hotel. I mean, it's a hotel room that we were meeting at 12 in the morning. 12 in the morning.
yeah.
no, like
Is that another thing we'll talk about when the camera turns on?
No, we already talked
we
about
already
that.
talked about it. That's how we met. I know it's sketchy.
That was
but
the
that's
first
how
time we ever met. Was
yeah.
in the Tennessean.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
No,
Hey,
He
at
rented-
least it's classy.
It was.
At least it was
classy as shit.
It would have been a classy murder.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my
They-
god.
Alex
Or
was like,
porn,
"Oh, hey,
whatever.
stranger.
Or porn. It could've been porn.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
stranger.
Don't
Can
hate.
I meet you in a hotel room that we've never met before?"
That's
I was
awesome.
like,
But once again, we all had mutual friends, so if
Yeah.
he disappeared, everyone would know it was.
But the
How
way
would how would you go about? Do you think finding someone that would want to collaborate?
man, that's tough. Like I said, nowadays, and nowadays, you know, and I think a lot of people can attest to this. It's just really hard to find genuine people nowadays that like you can actually vibe with, get along creatively, and actually like understand their thought process, and not get fucking annoyed by them and like you know when you sit next to somebody and you talk, you hear them talk for like 5 seconds, you're just like, God damn, your education was awful.
Me?
But no, but you get what I'm saying.
I do. I feel like part of that self-awareness of being abrasive,
Jesus.
right? I definitely feel like, and maybe I'm in my own head about it, and some people have told me that I am. Some people are like, no, you're that way. I definitely feel like I can grandstand to a point to where it's just so annoying to hear me drone on, and to me, I'm like spitting out all this rapid information that seems so pertinent.
I love you, but 100%.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so
he
to
trapped.
me, it's all pertinent. To me, the
Maybe
information
that's
is
what I was
valid.
wondering. Okay, so yesterday when we were eating, like I asked him, like you stepped outside. I was like, is he okay?
That was yesterday. That was
No,
just
today. No,
Yeah,
no,
I was about to say,
no,
that was
I was
just
talking
like
about
an hour
since yesterday,
ago.
because I said
Oh.
since yesterday. I was like, is he okay?
Me?
Yeah, because like after dinner, like you just kind of after you got drunk, you just were like Ramble
Really?
City.
I always ramble.
Oh,
you
dude,
went
I don't-
Ramble
Okay,
City.
I
So-
literally didn't even
Always.
pay attention.
So we went.
Yeah, maybe
People-
that's what it
people
is.
tune me out. They do.
But like he went Rant City.
What did we talk about?
He was
I
talking
didn't know
about
what we
how
talked
awful
about.
the food was and how it could have been a lot better.
Where?
Yesterday?
Yeah, in Naba.
No, I love the food.
Well, maybe you were like, no, that could be better. Like you
I
were,
think
you
the
were
only,
definitely
thing, the
saying
only
that.
complaint, we literally just had this discussion on the
yeah,
way here.
I loved the food.
Because I was like, dude, we should
Let's
just...
go stop again.
Oh.
We almost ate again there today.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, dude, we should say fuck the podcast and go,
Go
eat
eat the
ramen.
Naba. Yeah, 100%.
Well, there's something about certain food, and then you just
There was-
you took it and then you ran with it, and you kept
No.
talking.
I don't
about
know,
it.
dude. I have literally no
about
idea.
about him
You said
rambling.
that. Yeah.
We all like a lot of us went out for St. Patty's Day one time in the back of our buddy Justin's
Uh-oh.
like
Oh, God.
God what the
Yeah,
fuck is this
dude,
thing?
but I was super-
Expedition
yeah,
or
but he
something?
was
Wrong.
sloshed.
Oh yeah, he was sloshed. Well, he wasn't that bad yet. He was
Shit,
bad.
I was drunk before I showed up to y'all's house.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, dude. I've
Well,
been
never
drinking
mind
since
then.
noon that
But
day.
he trapped me in the back of Justin's like Suburban and like, hey man, like,
Had a
all right,
political discussion.
all right, yeah. Basically, he was like, all right, man, we're not gonna get out of here until you tell me how you really feel about this thing. And I'm like,
Fuck yeah.
oh, I don't care for it. No, man. No, man. I need how you really
just-
feel. Tell me how you feel from your soul.
Jesus.
How does your soul
Jesus.
feel about this?
Drunk
You're
John really
drunk.
wanted to know, dog.
Dude,
Wow.
and like,
Dude.
I literally.
So would you
I
say
had
that
to
drunk John is a
text Justin
completely
to
different
save
person
me.
from normal sober
No.
John?
We won't. Yes.
Yes
It-
and no.
There's a threshold.
There's a
So right
threshold.
now
There's
he
a
is
threshold.
he is up to 11 normally. Drunk Fletcher is like a 22.
That's quite kind of figured.
Like, it-
There's a threshold where it
Yeah.
goes from happy, drunk, philosophical
Yeah.
conversation, John, to like, hit me!
Roid rage.
Oh yeah.
I
that
love-
was that was one
Drunk
of my
rage.
first interactions with John Fletcher was him being very inebriated
Super.
and
Okay.
asking me to punch him in the face. Like he wanted to wrestle me outside, and like he was
He
like,
was big and I was threatened, and I was like, I'll get in the yard and wrestle you, big boy.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about
yeah,
you.
he was like, dude, I want.
I did. I was
That
like,
was
I'm gonna
that
show
was
everybody at
hilarious.
this party. I don't give a fuck how big he is. He's gonna hit me in the face. I'm gonna stand
I did
back
not know
up.
him.
Didn't
I did
know me
not
at
know
all.
him at all.
No, yeah.
That was the
not at
first
all.
time
I
He
didn't
was
even know-
so chill. He was like, dude,
What do you do?
I was like, dude, I would never do that.
yeah. Why
Like,
would
literally,
I
I
hit
was-
you?
I was-
And I'm just like, whatever. Like I was so mad at him
That's
about
a-
he like walks away like, yeah.
That was 100%.
That's what I thought. That's what I
Wouldn't
thought.
it. No, I didn't know.
No,
it wasn't bad,
It
but
wasn't
like-
that bad.
But I literally just talked to him, and I was like, dude, I would never
He was
do
like,
that.
why
Like
would you
that.
do
That's a
that?
dumb idea.
It's a dumb idea. Yeah, that's what you
But-
said. You were like, this is a dumb idea. He was like, this is dumb. And I was probably like, damn, dude.
He's watched.
He's
Probably
right.
is dumb.
He's right.
You watch too many of those comedy movies where it's like, hit me, and then like the comedy, it's like, whatever.
Dude, I would.
No, I would never.
I
No,
know.
I'm
went
saying,
down.
no, I'm
zero,
saying
zero
he.
question about that.
No, I'm saying he
I
would
was
have been
so
the guy that
inebriated.
punched
Even
him,
if
and
I
you're
did
like,
stand
fuck
back
that.
up,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
You feel nothing. You're
For me to take
invincible.
somebody like him out, dude, I'm doing some dirty shit. I'm gonna kick you in the nuts and then get behind you and choke you out until you can't breathe.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
that's the only way I'm beating somebody like him.
But no, I love
Grabby.
I love drunk.
Dude, now don't
All right.
don't get freaked out when I get on your neck quick though, because I'm a quick little.
I love drunk philosophical Fletcher.
That's my favorite. Fletcher.
It's the best.
That's my favorite.
It's my favorite version of me.
him,
Like
me,
mimosa
him,
drunk?
his brother, and our friend Justin literally had a discussion like about everything, politics, religion, school, life, like everything. We talked for like 7 hours.
That's what you need, Jake. You don't need one guy. You're never going to be able to isolate and find that guy or girl you mesh with. I think you need a circle.
Hold on.
That's
need
my
a circle.
suggestion.
Hold on.
You need a circle, bro.
I'll fix this right now. I'm gonna download Grindr.
There you
where
go.
find friends, right?
That's where you find friends. I wish you could just download friends. You know what I mean?
Download a friend.
What was that?
You
Was that a
grow
good one for you?
Grow a John.
That was good.
Was it?
I like it. I like it.
Alright. That's what
I think that's
figured.
true, dude. I think you need a circle.
It's just hard for me to find a circle.
You have a half a circle.
Because yes, but it's so weird because like where I was also in the music scene for so long, I used to consider that, and I'm not hating on them, but like I used to think that was my family, and I'm gone from that because I chose
100%.
and I chose a different lifestyle because that
It's a
lifestyle is
lifestyle
no longer
choice.
for me anymore. Because
So I have a ton of friends that are PR people for bands
Yeah.
in that kind of that lifestyle.
it's just too much for me.
It's too fast.
It's too much.
I don't
for
want
me.
it. No, thank you.
Like now that I've lived, I guess from the New York life to the Tennessee life, like and slowed down. I don't know.
Tennessee
but like
kicks ass.
it's just
that's fine.
I just don't want to be in that environment as much anymore. Like I used to
That
love it.
makes sense.
I miss it. I do miss it. The only want to know why I miss it because it was a workout without having to work out.
Well, I mean, you probably also miss other nuanced things about the
Well,
job.
I mean
but-
traveling, but I get to do that with videography now,
do?
so I don't care about that as much. I meet new people all the time now because of it.
Yeah.
Like, and it does fill that void, but the thing, and it's filling the void for the exercise too. Like, don't get me wrong, because like, obviously, like you're running around like 6-8 hours a day with a camera in your hand, you will lose
It's still
weight
a circle,
eventually.
though. I
But
mean,
you-
the
but
music
you get
circle
what
is still a
I'm saying,
circle. I think you need a circle. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and I think that's
What
that's
if
the
you-
toughest thing. I haven't found somewhere that I could say is my circle that is my home.
I think you're gonna have to find like
So.
a shared interest circle. You know what I mean? Like some type of hobby level circle, or
It's so tough.
You gonna go mountain biking, bruh?
yeah, get on a mountain bike with
Yeah,
us.
I know we talked about that, and like I
That's
said,
rough.
I'm slowly. Well, we already know why you said that because the video you showed us.
Woo!
Oh,
So
that
much
is
fun,
rough.
dude. So much
Did you
fun.
see that video yet?
The one of him
Wrecking?
bike. Yeah.
Jesus.
I
There's like
saw
2 or 3 of them now.
I saw one of them.
But like, yeah, and I get that, and it's just I don't know.
Maybe you should get a dog.
Yeah.
That helped me.
No, I thought. No, I wasn't gonna.
Dog's
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna.
help
I'm not
carry
gonna.
gear. That dog ain't gonna help
It
carry
does if you
gear.
get him a backpack.
Does if you get him a backpack, bitch.
Oh,
I can fit
shit.
2 lenses in that bitch.
That's it.
I'm sorry. I will not put my lens or my camera gear on a dog just because I'd be afraid the dog would run
padded.
too rough.
Nah,
You trust the
he's
dog
fine.
more than me.
That's 100%.
This was some cool topics.
But yeah.
By the way. I like
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
topics
think
today.
actually we should probably call it on that, guys. I mean,
Start
I think
wrapping?
that was a really good one. Yeah. I think. Thanks for listening, everybody at home. Thank you for joining us on episode 11. I know we kind of went in a really weird,
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean, it's that's how it always is, man. And this, to be honest, I think this is gonna be the new way the podcast will be shot. Like will be talked about. It's just like in different real formats instead of just trying to. And let's be real, to the people who actually listen, like the pop culture stuff will still be in there, but it's not gonna be as, I guess, quote unquote scripted like it has been. And we're just gonna be we're just gonna be more real with you guys because I think it's just more organic that way.
I felt organic but I feel like
So-
you guys do the organic thing every time I'm here. I've not seen the.
We've been organic with that.
You've not been watching?
Yeah,
no,
no.
dude, I don't.
He only watches when he's in it, man.
I
Come
only
on.
watch it when I'm in it too.
Come on. That's why anybody wants to be in it. Come on, they want to make
I'm
sure
just
they're
kidding.
okay.
I do watch it. And I did watch the last one that I was not in. But I will say this, I mean, and maybe it's too harsh of a critique, but the subject matters covered weren't really like. Well, okay. First of all, the suicide awareness, not suicide awareness, like the overall mental health one. I didn't finish. So
Yeah, that was
one
the
I
last
did-
one.
That was the
Yeah,
last
that was the
one.
last one.
That one I need to finish. The one before that I wasn't in, I was just like, they're talking about comics and stuff, and I'm like,
It's not your wheelhouse.
It's not your
Yeah, that was a pop culture
Bike,
one.
bike, bike,
Yeah, that was a
bike,
pop
bike,
culture.
bike.
Literally,
Like
that whole week. That
because-
whole week. That's it. That's all.
You're in a weird mood that week anyway.
Dude.
But like
I love
this
it could please
podcast
you.
is definitely going to be more just like just about the culture of videography, pop culture.
Sure.
And it'll be like
Just
that.
the culture of our lives. More so.
more
More
so.
pop culture reference. I heard that Carnival Row season 2 coming out soon.
What?
Carnival
What?
Row season 2 coming out soon.
I don't even know what that is.
Carnival Row?
Are you
Dude,
talking
that
about
was
the old like HBO show?
No, it
not
was
old,
on.
it's not HBO.
It was on HBO, wasn't it? Or was it
Was it
Amazon?
HBO?
I think it was Amazon.
It was on Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue what that is.
Is that the one with like the weird fairies and
Yes,
stuff?
it was actually
So
really good.
Good.
Yeah,
It was Orlando
I
Bloom.
remember seeing. I
Good.
wanted to watch it, but then I completely forgot about it. Apparently, it's like a I think like a love story, but mixed with like a little bit of like weird
It's
action
not,
thriller.
Dude, it is
It's
a
got-
fantasy. It
yeah.
is a high fantasy situation, but set in a pseudo-civilized noir setting. So
Yeah.
it's like high fantasy rolling into the Steam era, and all the pixies are criminals now on Carnival Row, and they're gambling and prostituting. And
Yeah, this sounds familiar.
it's so good.
Yeah, it was
dude.
really good.
Anyways, sorry.
No,
See?
no, you're
There's
good.
the
thing.
pop culture.
You're
There's
good.
the
You're
pop
good.
culture.
There was
You're
the
good.
aggression.
You're
I got
good.
invested in Soapbox. You see it?
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I
You
listen.
see? You see what I
You're,
did?
you're doing it right now.
Coming.
You're doing it right now by telling me by saying, "You see."
You cut on that right there. If you don't cut on that right there, dude.